Either they love you, or they hate you, or they gon' judge you. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
An understanding of what karma is. It's way more complex than what we think it is, right? We think if I sit here and I slap you and then I walk out and I get hit by a bus, we think, oh, that's karma. That's karma. And we like to place what we think people getting their karma back is. Karma is way more. There's levels of karma. Karmas could be, it could be an instant action. It works so many different ways, and I can break that down, and that's a whole nother show. But it could be a combination of things. And also could be, me and you, we're in a soul group, right? And we're up in heaven, chopping it up, and we're like, man, what you gotta learn? Okay, well, to help you get here, I'm gonna do this. And say I need to learn compassion, right? I need to learn compassion. Person B need to learn compassion over there. And we're coming in as a family, right? So you like bet the easiest way to learn compassion is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna be handicapped. Right? So you're coming in handicapped to help us out with learning compassion. It's not really affecting you, you know what I mean? Because sometimes people who have mental illnesses, they don't know they have mental illnesses. So you can't really say that's karma. If I don't know I'm sick, then I'm not suffering, right? So it could be a sense of karma. It could be someone losing a limb, could be karmic, or it could be a spiritual contract, or it could be what you attract in this life. We don't know. Right. So there's different ways of looking at it, but no one can say for sure because we're not God. But if you attach karma to everything, if you feel like you have to attach something to it, call everything a thing, then you can get lost. And you can miss out on opportunities to grow and learn, because that's what we're here for.
That's a fact. And I'm learning right now. This is a beautiful show.
So mental illness is not a blank thing. I've seen people form mental illnesses because out of trauma.
That's true.
Trauma, your body is so beautiful. Your spirit, your essence, it's so beautiful in how it works. I'm telling you, the protection layers that it puts out is amazing. Really? It's amazing. And people we don't give ourselves enough credit, and we don't give other people enough credit. Sometimes you may be traumatized so much that your fight or flight takes over, right? And in doing so, it will project mental illness. But it's really protecting you. There's something wrong with you. But if you never deal with it, it's projecting mental illness. So to everyone else, oh, something wrong with that person. They're crazy. They're bipolar. But really, it could just be you never dealt with the root. So your inability to heal is looking like and feeling like a mental illness. So you come in here with the mental illness. It could run in your family. It could be a karmic thing. It could be something that, it could be a lot of different things.
Right.
But that's why I don't like to place and put mental illnesses on people, because I never know for sure. That's what the power of life coaching is. We don't diagnose and put things on you, because I never know for sure why your mental is ill, why you're having issues balancing yourself.
So how does this all fall on an emotional scale?
So we're all vibrational. We're all collective. It's very important to keep your vibrations high. So everything is connected. Everything is connected, right?
We're all connected with the earth. The earth is connected with us.
Everything, absolutely.
Everything.
So if I want to go out here and I want to manifest $1 million, right? And it's going to be really hard for me to manifest $1 million if I'm not putting that feeling behind it. But if it's going to be really hard for me to visualize and put a feeling behind something I want to manifest if my chakras aren't balanced because
There
my
you go.
vibrations, right? But it's really going to be hard for me to figure out that my chakras are off if I'm not using the emotional scale because I'm
Mm,
not in tune with what I'm feeling, right? And
right.
then it's going to be super hard to manifest if I'm always feeling anxiety, fear, if I'm always depressed, if I'm always angry, because you're not going to manifest anything positive
Right.
with feeling those things. So emotional scale is that extra added awareness and mindfulness of where you are and how you're feeling. It's basically a detection of why am I feeling like this, right? Okay, I feel angry. Why am I feeling angry? Oh, we go back to the chakras,
Yep.
right? Go back to the chakras. I'm feeling angry because my root is off. I
Mm,
need to go figure out my root. I need to get my root together, right? And then when you get back into alignment with the universe, now you can skip all the way from anger. You can go up to bliss because that's where you're going to manifest. So basically, the emotional scale is just a big scale. It's a big ass scale of emotions. So
mm.
you have every emotion ever is on the emotional scale. So at the top tier, you're going to have joy, appreciation, and empoweredness. You're going to feel empowered, freedom, love. Those are the highest vibrations. That is where you want
Highest
to be
vibration.
all the time, right? The
Yeah.
goal is to stay there as much as possible, right?
All the time if you can. Why would you want to be anywhere else?
Right. Absolutely. That's a great question. Absolutely. Yes. Why would you want to be anywhere else? But just because you have these things and I think everyone want to feel this way, you're still giving a scale of emotions. It's like you're given, it's like when you get a new car and you have all these buttons to push. You're going to push them all, right? You're going to
Mm-hmm.
experience them. You have tear ducts for reasons so that you can cry, right? You have pain receptors so you can feel pain. There's a reason behind it, a method to the madness. Pain is here, it's an opportunity for you to grow because you don't want to feel that again. How do I figure this out so I don't continue to feel this way?
Right.
So emotional scale is your ability, it's your ability to discern and figure out what's wrong and how do I get back to it. So me personally, when I move, I'm always like very, very aware where my energy is because if I'm not here, I need to get there. If I'm not up here, if I'm not feeling joy, I'm not feeling bliss, I need to get up there. So we talked about like your highest tier, your lowest tier is going to be like fear, grief, depression, feeling like powerless, feeling unworthy, feeling guilt, insecurity. Those are things you want to try to stay away from. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when grief strikes, that goes hand in hand with like depression and anxiety and things like that. Sometimes it's going to be inevitable. But just because you feel those things doesn't mean, well, I lost, ain't no need for me trying no more because I didn't felt that. So yeah, I'm just gonna just deal with it. No, you know what I mean? And you're allowed to feel multiple emotions at one time. You're going to because grief never goes away. It doesn't. Life goes on, but grief is still there. You just learn to live with grief, right? So you're meant to feel multiple emotions at one time. But that mindfulness is okay, I feel angry, but I need to flip and allow myself to feel angry, but also be able to snap into joy because my eyes on the prize. I'm trying to manifest this $1,000,000 tomorrow. So I need
Right.
to really change my anger, figure out why I'm angry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, am my chakras unblocked? Okay, did I process and forgive and figure out what I need to figure out with that person? Am I minding my boundaries? Do I need to adjust my boundaries or my attachments? You work through it, you process it so that you don't feel angry again, so that you can continue to stay in those higher levels of the emotional skill.
Right. So now we went through all the chakras, right? And stuff that you can do at home, even with crystals, in order to balance them out, right?
Right.
So now I've seen when you go to see a Reiki practitioner like yourself and you lay down and this is like real powers. This is where it starts getting tricky for religious people now. They're like, where is she getting all this power? Because we all have power, okay?
We do.
And we are made in the likeness and the image of the Creator. So that means
Absolutely.
we're creators also. So just
Absolutely.
like we can create both negative and positive stuff. We can use our powers to destroy. We can use our powers to heal. Okay, and these are modalities, spiritual gifts. Okay, that people like B has to help people here on Earth. Okay, and as far as religious, like I said, much respect to our religious. I love Jesus. I love Buddha. I love you all. Okay?
Facts.
Facts. The thing is, that takes away from the modalities and the help that you can get from other special people with gifts here. And if you think people don't have gifts, special, powerful gifts, then you have to reevaluate what you have been taught to a certain degree. So
Absolutely. Because that gets into purpose, right?
right. So I want to get into like this is some real power that you can talk to people who've done Reiki that don't know nothing about Reiki when they lie down on a table and B is like I'm telling you like she's a very powerful, beautiful soul. Okay, and you know, I just want to give praise to her parents for bringing an individual like this to us, even though they're religious, you know what I'm saying? And it's all respect. My family's religious too, and I'm just more open mind to anything, not anything, because religious people they start saying, "Oh, you could let demons in and this and that." No demon can attack me because I'm much more powerful than that. Okay. Like I
Absolutely.
said, in order for any low dimensional, low vibrational entity to affect you in any type of way, you have to be dealing or feeling or aligned with low vibrational types of things.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. Bring
That's
it
the only way.
home. Bring it home.
I'm telling you. Ain't no one shutting the lights down over here, okay? There's no entities, no nothing. Because I don't align myself with the dark. That's just really what it is, people. So
Absolutely.
take it for what it is. But let's get back to it. These are certain things I feel like my intuition is telling me I have to say because I know the people that can watch this and what they can take out of it, especially if they've been taught a certain type of rhetoric their whole life. So when you
Right.
sit down on a table and people that have never done Reiki before actually have a feeling, a certain feeling they can't even describe because through the teachings and the modalities of the powers of the energy that's going on the table is something that it, you wouldn't be able to explain it anything else but spiritual. So my thing is, I feel like this is so profound that I'm like, wow, there's a lot of healers here. And you think that's by coincidence? There's nothing by coincidence. Okay? There's a lot of healers here that have like these real powers. And then now when we talk about like what the sound bowls, right? That sound bowl stuff, you know, that's like real music to the soul.
Absolutely. I forgot to mention of these sound baths.
Listen, that's why I'm here, okay?
To
This,
remind me what
this
I do.
she's like, "Oh yeah, do I do that too, right?" Yeah. Don't worry, it happens. I will speak upon all the greatness, that this beautiful individual, beautiful soul, that does because these are all modalities that help people out, and that's what we're here for. And this is what this show is about, to help shed light and raise the vibrations. And it may not be things that you're familiar with or accustomed to. And guess what? I wasn't accustomed to until I really allowed myself to be open, to learn, to understand other things that wasn't taught to me. Because
Right.
one thing I could say about religion is that with the Bible or whatever book that they give you, they give you a pair of invincible blinders too. Okay, so this is my blinders. So now, when anything else in this life, in this physical plane here, other than the religion that you was taught, I know I grew up Catholic, Christian, and anything that you, oh, what about this and that? Not everything is great, you know. In order to know what light is, you have to know what dark. You have to know what dark is. Other than that, how will we know what good?
Alrighty.
How will we know what positivity is if we don't know what negativity is? Now, if you align yourself and choose to be with the negativity and in the dark, then which we're speaking another type of topic here. But with religion, what I've seen for myself, even when I'm like, hold on, this stuff is meant to help people out, but we can't talk about it or this and that. Here we go. Someone's gonna come out. Here's your blinders, kid. Don't look over there. Don't listen. Don't nothing. But yet again, I know a lot of Christians and Catholics and all that, and some of them I'm like, when's the last time you've been to church? Some of them can't tell you the last time they've been to church. And I'm not talking about the people that follow it religiously. When I mean religiously, like they're every Sunday singing, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not talking about them. But a lot of people, their spirit, it doesn't align with what they're taught because there's a lot of confusion. Everybody knows this. You know what I'm saying? But I want to get back to that power, right? When you do Reiki on somebody, right, and do you feel the power in your hands when you go over the chakras? What is that feeling like? I'm just like, it's overwhelming for me to understand like the human body, like the human powers that you're able to align chakras, because people actually feel this when they're on the table. They feel it. They
Yeah.
feel their, and then when you pop that song bowl on them, you whipping something up really nice in that bowl, huh? Let's talk about it.
Look at the wrist. No, I'm fine. Um, um, all right. So yeah, so for Reiki, before I share Reiki with an individual, I do kind of let them know what to expect. So when you're laying on the table, you feel really relaxed. It's kind of like getting a massage because you start, face up and then you turn around on your belly, and you can feel like a tingling sensation, it feels similar to what I feel, um, but it's life force energy. It's chi. It's energy. It's the same energy that you and I are made of. It's just basically replenishing it. It's basically weeding out all the bad. It's like water. It's like that water analogy that people use, and you have like colored water, and then you keep pouring in clear water, and eventually the water gets clear. That's basically what I do. I'm just intentionally guiding energy into refresh your energy, right? But everything is energy. Everything is energy. Everyone has this sense of uh, Reiki energy, the sense of life force energy, right? But you can feel that. So you can feel tingling. You can, when your eyes are closed, obviously, when you're getting it performed, when you're receiving it, but you can see like lights. A lot of people say, I see purple. I see like a bright light. I see
Mm.
yellows, different hues of things. I like to meditate while I'm doing it. So I've had a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of clarity has come through. So it's different for everyone. A lot of people fall asleep because you enter a state of relaxation that's like kind of oscillates in between sleep and like deep, 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 deep relaxation. So when you finish Reiki, you feel real light, real airy. But yeah, that's probably like the Reiki experience. Like I said, you start kind of like up. It's funny because we kind of start opposite in Reiki when it comes to performing it. When you think of counting your chakras, but we start up
Start
top.
from the crown.
We start from your crown area, your third eye. Really, we start at your third eye. We go to your crown, and we go down, and then we flip you over and do the same kind of thing. But yeah, that's what it is. This really light touch. So you'll get really relaxed, and sometimes people feel it. Sometimes they can't, they can't figure out where I'm touching because they're so relaxed. So it really
Right.
just depends, and everyone's experience can differ. You know what I mean? Like some people may feel tingly, some people may not. Some people may feel a heat sensation, some may not. So it really depends.
I guess it's for the people in their minds if they really believe something is going on or they understand, they have understanding. And that's what this episode is to do, is to give you clear, broad understanding and go do your own research too, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not devil worshiping. It's
Not
not
at
black
all.
magic. It's not even magic. It's not magic. It's not.
It's
It's
energy,
honing
it's
in what everyone
healing.
has. Right.
There's a
Absolutely.
modality, and I believe there's certain entities here in this physical plane that don't want you to know these types of powers because they want power over you. That's why. Because
Absolutely.
if you had your own power, if you knew that you can do these certain things, and that's where a lot of people, you're gonna start seeing them coming out because the healers are coming out. Come on now, we see you all, and we love you all. They're coming out, they're helping people. You never hear like spiritual people doing any crazy foul things. Okay, it's the crazy part. I know religious people that'll go shoot up a place real quick. Okay, because they feel in a certain type of way. Okay, and they don't know that's because of their heart chakra and and
Right.
sacral, whatever the case is. Okay, ego, pride,
Right.
But let's keep it real. We can go into jails right now and to see what these people, a majority of them, what they were brought up and raised and all that. And some people, oh well, they steered away from the church. But isn't the church supposed to help, like have them? I don't know. I'm just like kind of. Isn't the church supposed to have people in line and this? And I don't know, but this world is very vast and there's a lot of influences. But yet again, my intuition, this is my own personal belief, could be others too. There are entities here that do not want you to know your power. They do not want you to tap in to a higher source. Okay, so you can tap in to them, so they can control you. So it's just real. That's how I feel. So they gave us books and whatever they taught us, whatever they taught us in school. Okay, but
That's what society is. As long as you're sheep and you're following what sheep do,
right,
everything is kosher, right?
right. So this show is intended to raise a vibration to help people out. Nothing less than that. So and it's called Open Minds because I already know, even personally, people that I know personally, they haven't dabbled in these types of areas of Reiki and spiritual, like just different types of things, modalities, and things that can help you out. But yet again, they're going through pain, they're going through trauma, they're going through anxiety, depression, fear, and all this type of stuff. But yet again, they're still going to watch the same programming that's giving them all these types of feelings.
Right.
You know? So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, the sound bowling, the Reiki, all these profound things that B's here talking about is here to help. So let's get into universal laws.
Yes, I wish I would have known the universal laws. I wish that was taught. I feel like when you're a kid, you should be taught the universal laws in
So
like
what are the
elementary.
universal laws? Because there's laws that they gave us here.
Mhm.
There's I even think like stuff in the Bible are laws too that people follow in different religions, right? But what are the universal laws? Let's dive in.
When I think of laws that are like in the Bible or these religious laws, I think of them as like more at an internal level, like at whoever's receiving it level. Universal laws is how the universe works as a whole. So it doesn't discriminate on what religion you're following. It's basically like it's a blatant law. Like anyone can get it when it comes to universal
So
laws.
did someone make up these laws, or like how does somebody know these are the universe's laws? This is through meditation, through higher source. Like how did this universal laws come about?
Different ways, to be honest with you. Um, I think that reaching enlightenment is definitely a way that from the origin of it. I think a lot of different people, I've seen them called by different names. So it's a combination of different things. I just want to plug up my phone. Hold on one sec.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, it's a different. It's. I think it's kind of like religion. It's kind of like I look at religion as being like kind of the same thing but different naming conventions, and I just feel like people call it like self-help books. They like the golden rule is kind of like a universal law, right? That we know, but it can be called different things. But universal laws, it's 12 universal laws that have been found. Very, very important. And I love the universal laws because it gives you kind of the playbook on how to move around, right?
Um,
And what I mean by that is it sets very clear expectations on how you should move and what you should do, right? So 12 is 12 of them. I'll just go over really quick because
so
we can get into this all day long, right? How important they are. Um, but the law of oneness, right? The law of oneness basically explains that everything in the world is connected. So that's what we've been talking about all night. How everything weaves into everything. Everything is connected, right? Once you balance all your chakras and you get up to your crown, that sense of oneness, right? Um, Two is going to be the law of vibration, right? So we talked about vibration, keeping your vibration high, staying high on that emotional scale, right? That's how it's connected to that. But basically, everything in the universe, not just humans, but everything in the universe, plants have vibrations, animals have vibrations, stones,
definitely
gemstones emanate vibrations, healing
every,
out vibrations from
everything
gemstones. Everything, the planet
is
itself, Earth itself,
vibrational.
the vibration, right? We're all connected. That's
Oh
why it's very important to mind your vibrations, right? So
yes,
basically, holds true in everything. So feelings within how we feel emotionally, that's a vibration. If I go like that, sound, right? I just emanated a vibration off, all right?
right.
Sound baths, sound bowls, that hearing, that's a vibration. Um, your dreams, your desires, those are vibrations as well that you're sending out. Your thoughts are vibrations. You
Everything.
know, right. You have auric fields. So your chakras create an auric field. And like, have you ever seen like, oh, I could tell in their aura, yours, I can tell in their aura was off. But basically it's like this energy field that follows you. It's about 6 feet. It's about 6 feet in diameter. But if I send you a whole bunch of negative thoughts, those things like will the vibration will go and stick on your aura, right? And you feel it in some way. It will affect you somehow, some way, right? So that's why it's very important to be mindful that we're all connected and how we move. 2020 is the perfect example of vibration. Everything we're putting out there, and we're going through it right now because of it. And we're
Right.
not being mindful that we are one, and that we are all sending out vibrations, right?
Definitely.
The next law is law of action, right? So we've heard that in so many different ways, right? So law of action brings results, right? You got to act. So manifesting different results through thoughts, dreams, emotions, words, affirmations, all that's connected in the law of action, right? So if you want something, you got to put the work behind it, right? You need
That
to
working.
affirm it. Absolutely, absolutely. So that's number 3. Number 4, the law of correspondence. So law of correspondence is like your outer world is like what's like a direct reflection of your inner world. So accepting responsibility for your life. So what you put out there, what you do. So like, for example, if you're a victim all the time, right? You're playing victim all the time. That's law of correspondence, right? So then you're thinking you're not taking accountability for your life, then you're not abiding by the law of correspondence. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Next one, law of cause and effect. We've heard this one all the time. Cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. We like to attach this to karma all the time.
Right.
But nothing happens by chance, right? Nothing just whoop, this happened. I don't know what happened. No, something caused it. Everything has a cause. Everything has a cause. If you have a plant and it grows, it's because it's been watered. It's because, it's
Action
gotten
and
sunlight.
reaction from
Right. Absolutely. Every action has a reaction.
reaction.
Absolutely. Very important. Very, 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 very important. So that's why you need to be mindful. That's why you have to mind your vibration. That's why you have to be
Mind
mindful of the
business.
collection. Right. Absolutely. That's why you have to take responsibility for yourself. So these universal laws, just like the chakras, they're all connected. They all build upon each other. Next, so we just talked about cause and effect. So law of compensation. It's kind of like the cousin or brother to the cause and effect. So basically it's like cause and effect being applied to abundance and blessings. So you're putting in the work to get the money. Your money's a law of correspondence, right? So that's like when people say, in order to master something, you need to put in your 10,000 hours. That's kind of like an example of the law of compensation. Let's see. Oh, everyone's favorite law of attraction, right? So big, law of attraction.
Manifestation time.
Yeah.
The secret. This is what people know about the secret. Anybody that knows about the secret, this is that law right here.
Right, absolutely. Law of attraction. So it creates things, events, people come into your lives. Everything is, you're attracting things right now. Me and you talking, having this conversation, we are attracting things right now. It could be negative things, it could be positive things.
Only positive.
The universe doesn't say, oh, this is negative, this is positive. The universe just goes. It just goes. It's a thing. A thing is a thing. We interpret things good and bad, right? So you're always manifesting. You're always manifesting that. Like, that's one thing to be mindful of. So you can manifest bad things if you're not minding your emotional scale. If you're depressed, your fear, you can manifest things that's going to make you more fearful, have more anxiety. So that's why you need to be mindful of the law of attraction. But there's different ways you can manifest and attract things. Manifesting and attracting things are similar, but not exactly the same. Do you want me to explain the difference?
Go ahead for the people.
All right. So attraction is just really very broad. It's just everything. Everything is like when we think of attraction, it could be I'm trying to think. It's everything. It's just everything. It could be like something very, 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 very small. Like it's like it's automatic. It's like autopilot. Manifesting is more said to be a little bit more mindful. It's a little it's manifesting things more, being more mindful about manifesting things, like attracting things. But there's a caveat to it because we can manifest negative things,
Right.
right? And you can say, well, I didn't know I was manifesting negativity or whatever. You know what I mean? But you really were. You just weren't,
Conscious
I
of
don't
it.
know. You weren't conscious of it, but you weren't also minding your emotional scale. You weren't doing all the things. You weren't making sure your chakras was good. You know what I mean? So there's levels to manifesting. But very similar, very, very, very similar. I like to say like manifesting is like kind of like the law of attraction with intentionality behind it. Does that make sense?
Right.
And you can intentionally manifest bad shit.
All the time. If you're aligning to that type of stuff, if your energies or your thoughts is always thinking something like that, oh, it's gonna happen because you're creating
Right.
it. That's what
Absolutely.
manifestation is. Oh, oh, I
Absolutely.
don't think. Oh, I'm sure. I'm scared. I think. Yeah, yeah. It's happening. It's happening. Affirmations.
Absolutely.
I am
Affirmations
great.
help with
I am
manifesting.
abundant. I am magnificent. I am powerful. Those affirmations,
Right. And it's
and that's
important to
manifest.
feel behind the affirmation too. So
That
affirmations alone will not get you there. You have to have that
action.
positive, that yeah, but even higher, you gotta have joy, you have to have bliss, those highest emotions on the scale. That's where you're gonna manifest
The
quicker and
highest.
easier.
And let go of anything that does not serve you for your highest purpose. Okay? Whether that be situations,
That's a fact.
people, gotta let it go.
Absolutely. That's the truth. That's a fact. Law of relativity. So basically, we receive, like a series of situations basically to strengthen and energize us, right?
Right.
So everything's related, basically, right? And that kind of like you can group that with law of attraction, vibration. Everything's kind of everything's kind of aligned there. Um, but it basically gives us the opportunity to kind of connect to our hearts and solve situations, meaning it helps us to make sense of why things are going on. Does that make sense? And kind of reconcile things when you have that. Um, it also teaches us to not compare our problems to other people.
Mm.
Just because things are related doesn't mean it's the same.
Mm. Got
Right.
that? Yeah.
Um, and then like also it also rules like perception, how you perceive your situation. So it could be like you might think your situation, how like people say your situation, you think your situation bad. What about, you're not homeless, you're not hungry.
Right.
So that's the law of relativity. People say everything is relative, right? So that's another
Right.
way of people saying things. So, there's levels to this shit. So
Levels to it
going
all.
back to universal laws, it's just
Mm-hmm.
things that people come about on their journeys of life, right? And this is just me speaking on how they've been compiled, right? Um, 10, law of polarity. Law of polarity. So everything has an opposite. You spoke on it earlier when we were talking about religion, good and bad. If you've seen Black is King, Jay-Z speaks about it in the chess scene with black and white and light, the absence of light. And you know, we need you need the sun and you need the rain, right? Um, I skipped one. Law of perpetual transmutation of energy.
That's number
So
9.
energy is
That was
always,
9.
that was number 8. I'm sorry, I
Number
skipped
8.
number 8.
Okay. So number 8, and then number 9 is which one?
Law of relativity.
Okay, so we skipped that. So let's go to 8, and then we'll finish off 10. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that rules like your power to change anything because energy never dies. It
Energy
only
never
changes.
dies.
Right. And producing a higher vibration is what's going to help you change your situation, your perception.
Everything.
It's going to help you unblock those chakras,
All of it.
manifest all of it, all of it,
You can
all of
be
it, all of it.
highest power. And nobody can tell you nothing.
Absolutely.
And that's
Absolutely.
something great.
Absolutely. Also, rules when people pass, right? You change, your energy just changes. You don't really die, right?
Energy
I
never
love
dies.
it. Right. I love it. Like when I think our first lesson when we're kids in science class and we think about air, water, and ice, how it changes energy. That's one of our first examples that we learn as kids, but that's what it is.
It is what it is.
2 more laws. So law of rhythm. Law of
Uh-oh.
rhythm.
Uh-oh.
Everything vibrates. Everything moves in a rhythm.
In a
So
rhythm.
seasons, right? Everything's
Yeah.
cyclical. The circle of life.
Mm.
Stages of development.
Mm.
From a kid to an adult.
Mm.
Patterns, like that's all ruled by the law of rhythm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, all the way down to like women having periods, menstrual cycles. It's a cycle. We go through a cycle every month, every single month. It's a detoxification, and there's different stages to that. So rhythm, everything, each cycle reflects the regularity of the universe. Like the moon. The moon
Some
has
women can't.
rhythm.
Some women can't handle that rhythm. I've seen them at that time of the month.
They're not supposed to.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna get emotional. And I think the misconception there is that men don't understand it because men don't go through it.
Oh no, we don't want
But
to go through it. We go through it with
but
y'all.
it's needed. It's needed. So when you talk about when we talked about earlier how so many women are healers and we're able to do what we're able to do, is because we have that rhythm, we have that cycle, because it allows us to sit down and
Go ahead with
reflect
y'all
and
rhythm.
yes, so it's all a part of it. Everything is connected. That oneness.
That's what I'm talking about. That matriarch power.
Absolutely. But yeah, everything has rhythm. When you think about the seasons, when you think about trees and they lose their leaves and they grow it back, everything is needed. Everything has a reason, right? Everything has a season. And then last, my favorite, this is a great segue because it goes off of the menstruation cycle. Law of gender, yin and yang. You need the
Yin and yang.
feminine and you need the masculine energy. You need them both. You need them both. You need them both.
Divine and masculine, right? Energies.
The masculine and feminine, yin and the
Divine. Oh
yang.
yeah. Divine, feminine, and masculine.
Absolutely. So they create everything. They're the basis of creation. That's why you need both of them. That's why you need it. And you always it's very important to keep that balanced, right? It's so important. Everybody has to have a sense of balance, right? So
Right.
whether you're male or female, you need to make sure that you're minding that balance of both. You need both. So when you are feeling like if you're a woman and you feel like you're real hard, you just seem real hard or whatever, your yin and your yang might be a little off. You might need
It
to
might be way
rebalance.
off. Like, take a couple of them plates off of that barbell. You know what I mean?
I won't go that far just because you
No,
just never know what the journey is.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
But yeah, so that could be it. Or like maybe you're used to being a macho man and then, you don't allow yourself to feel your feminine energy may be off because you're not allowing that to flow through. So you may not be able to create to your fullest potential because you're blocked there.
You talking about them tough guys that want to fight at breakfast?
Yeah. They don't want to cry, so they don't want to use these beautiful tear ducts that they were given. It's okay to cry. Men are supposed to cry. That's why you have it. If men weren't ever supposed to cry and ever feel soft emotions, you would have never been gifted them. Keep that in mind.
Fact.
To all the men out there.
Don't get it twisted. These dudes they be crying in the car.
It's a lot of car crying going on.
Yo, you ever see that car running for a while? Like, yo, what's he doing out there? We know what you're doing.
Oh, don't tell me that. Oh man, because
I don't be
y'all will
doing
want a
that.
car. Is that what it is? Is that
What
why you
happened?
volunteer to go cars up?
I don't be
It's
doing that. There be some people I'm like, oh, he gonna cry in the car. He gonna
yeah,
cry
he'll
in
cry in
the
the
car
car.
for real.
Absolutely. But those are the universal laws. So I think we hit on a lot of things here, and I think it's really important here to note that everything is connected. If you don't get anything from this, everything is connected. And how you move, you have to keep that in mind. And
The fact.
when you speak anger to someone, you're speaking anger to yourself.
Well, it's projecting, right? They're projecting what they have inside of them on towards somebody else.
Yes, there's levels to that too. You're
Oh yeah.
projecting. Number one, you are projecting. Something's wrong. You should go and talk to yourself and figure out
Or
why
go
you're
cry
feeling.
in the car, bro.
Go cry in the car. And that's okay if you cry in the car. If that's what you need to cry, go cry. If you see my videos, I'm always promoting crying. I don't cry all the time on things. I do promote it.
Yeah.
Um, but, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, definitely cry if you need to cry. Everything is connected. Because we're all connected. When you hurt a person, you're hurting yourself. When you hurt yourself,
Right.
you're hurting a person.
Right.
I think people who people please get it twisted because they think if I'm a nice person, if I drain myself to please this person, that's what I'm supposed to do. Because really you're robbing that person of the full you, of the experience of the full you at your best self. Because when you're your best self, you can help them. Your ability to help like triples, quadruples, right? And
Right.
you may be trying to please and dump all the little energy you have on one person, but when you fill yourself up and take care of yourself, minding your emotional scale, unblocking those chakras, following the universal laws, right? Then you can go out and you can help millions instead of killing yourself helping one.
Right.
And you're an example. So you can just walk through stuff and people can feel your energy. You're helping people by that. People may just grace up against you and you've already helped them through that. Versus you draining yourself and people feeling that draining because you have an aura and you're giving that off. And you're adding that drainage to the vibration of the collective.
Don't be the strong friend that becomes the weak friend now.
Absolutely. Being strong is overrated. Being strong is overrated. I think we've attached a lot of things wrong as a society to being strong. People associate being strong, like when you grieve, oh, it's gotta be strong, it's gotta be strong. No, you need to deal with your grief. You need to go cry and get it all and deal
You need
with
to
your
heal.
emotions.
You need to heal.
You're right. Because being strong, you're going to go traumatize people with your trauma.
Because hurt people hurt people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, definitely. And I think the Black woman, has that stigma of they're very strong women. We have to be strong. And we don't take care of ourselves because of that. Because we have this, we have to be strong mentality, you know. So, just to think of, and I think if we place it on men, they don't allow themselves to be vulnerable. They don't allow themselves to feel emotion
Very
or use their throat chakra to communicate when they're hurt.
right. It's very true.
Instead, they're like, I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna be macho. I'm gonna express everything else but how I feel.
Yeah, and I think there's like a lack of guidance when it comes to like emotions, especially with men. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all, just like you said, we're all emotional creatures and all this type of stuff. And when you don't know how to orchestrate that type of stuff, that's when you become imbalanced. Like, oh, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right now, and that's when
Right.
dudes be acting out. They act out in
Absolutely.
violence or in verbal abuse because they're projecting all that stuff they have in them. A lot of people, especially a lot of dudes, be holding on to a lot of things, that we have never let go of, and yeah, we have to heal. We have to heal. There's a lot of trauma, ancestral pain, that's going on, especially in the community, and we have to work within ourselves as individuals before we can work with anybody else. You know. So with that being said, when we talk about life lessons, in this life, where lessons to me is not a bad thing. It's a learning curve. You know, you have to go through lessons in order to learn something. You know. So what's your take on life lessons?
I feel like that's why we come here. I feel like we're spirits. There's a lot of different things out there, but we're spirits. I believe that we're spirits, and there's different planes or fields or dimensions out there. Earth is just something, a school that we choose to come to, right? Some people believe that Earth is a quicker way to kind of clear your karma and learn your lessons so people come to Earth. But basically, you come here to become a better soul. Like, you learn things. You may learn compassion. We talked about maybe you might need to learn compassion, and you get different tries. The sense of having multiple lives, reincarnation. But I definitely believe it. I believe you get here and your purpose could be tied with whatever you're supposed to learn, or it could be two different things, right? But definitely, it's hard to figure out what you need to learn if you're not being mindful and if you're not working on yourself, because things can. You ever had to learn a lesson several times, like dating people? Say I date the wrong men, I always end up, I get cheated on every relationship.
Well, if you
It's
don't learn
because,
the lesson, you're just gonna continue the same cycle until you learn it.
yes, it's like a reoccurring dream.
Yeah,
It's like a
because you haven't
reoccurring
learned your
dream.
lesson yet, so you have to keep. It's like going to school. If you ain't passing this test, you're not gonna pass until you're gonna
Right.
keep coming back. You're gonna be the 20-year-old freshman, okay? You're gonna keep coming back, keep trying to live. You better sleep with that book next to you until you
Yeah.
learn the right answers, so you can graduate to the next level. That's exactly what this is about when we talk about lessons. So it is.
Absolutely. Except I don't think the universe. I don't think the universe has that no child left behind rule. So I
Oh
think
no,
you
no, the universe.
really gonna be 21 in the
You're gonna
second
be,
grade.
you're gonna be, you're gonna be 58 in the same with a different person talking about
Right.
is it all of these people or is it me? It might be
Yeah.
you. It might be you. Can't be everybody else.
Right.
You know. And there's some certain
Absolutely.
people that you just your spirit is not supposed to be aligned with, and that's why when you keep getting into new relationships with these same type of people, because you haven't learned the lesson that you're not supposed to be dealing with these type of people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why you come here, right? That's the whole point. That's the point of coming here, right? So in order for you to figure out these lessons that you're trying to learn, you have to do the work. You have to work on your relationship with self. You
That
have to keep
work,
your
work,
chakras.
work, work. Yeah.
Right. You have to be mindful of these universal laws. You have to know that what you put out is going to come back. You have to know that. You have to know about vibration. You have to know attraction. You have to understand that, right? So if you're not moving the right way, you're going to be stuck in that law of rhythm, that cycle, right? And some cycles you don't want to be stuck on.
No, you don't.
You want to ascend as a soul, as a spirit, like that's it, right? You want to move to the next grade. And so that's why everything, the sense of oneness, the sense of connectedness is so important, and taking care of yourself and being gentle with yourself and forgiving yourself so that you can get clear.
That's a fact. Because like the lessons are like going to Six Flags, right? And you're going on a crazy ride and like get me off this ride. Because I felt like my soul was about to lift out of here on the sun ride. Then you forget about it, and then you go a couple summers, and you're like, you know, what, I want to get a little thrill again. Then you go back on
Right.
the same ride, and you're like, why did I choose this ride? You keep you're gonna learn it. You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn it.
Look, I'm triggered. I'm having flashbacks right
Yeah, I'm
now.
having
Okay.
flash. There was a ride at Six Flags. I had to go look at the age requirements again because I didn't understand how people were allowed to get out on this ride because I swore my soul left my body. I don't know what the thing was called. I don't know if it was called death. I don't know what the ride was called. But that's what it felt. This thing moved so fast. I don't know. It was Ninja 3000. I don't know what the thing was called. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god.
I got on this thing. I didn't know what happened to me. I thought I was just a soul. But like the body was just still here. And then I came back into the body. And then I had to go look. I was about to get my lawyer on the phone. Like, yo, they're trying to take people's souls here at Six Flags. Because I don't remember these types of rides. But it's just like that. It's like getting on the same thing, and you're like, "What am I doing on this thing? Like, get me off of this thing." Yeah, because you have to learn a lesson that just doesn't suit you well, and you have to let it go. You have to move past that, and that's going to the next level of ascension within yourself. You know,
Absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, with that being said, we are so honored and graceful to have the beautiful soul be here. Please follow her at The Full Embrace on IG. If you do not have IG, go on to her website. It's a very dope website. It's www dot you see right here on the screen, The Full Embrace, okay? .com. Go and follow her. Bree, thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome. Thank you. Dope conversation.
Would you like to leave off with anything for the people?
Yes, I always like to leave off with life is a practice. Life is a practice. Be gentle with yourself. Everything
Please
you do is a practice.
practice. Practice
So,
makes better.
absolutely. And love and light.
Love and light. We thank you again for having you on the show. We thank you for your light here and all the knowledge and wisdom that you have. I mean, it's a beautiful, amazing thing. Until next time, make sure y'all check out lingoinkboutique.com at Lingo Ink on IG. We out. You. Either they love you or they hate you, or they gon' judge you. It is what it is. 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 Being your own, living your truth. All these egos and pride got something to prove. I got my diva inside, cooped in a coop. Keep your feelings inside. I do what I do, I move how I move, choose what I choose. Third eye's active in motion, magnificent views. There's too many options, so much to choose. What is for me is just not what's for you. Vice versa, let it all go, most of it's not worth it. Just stay focused on your goals and life purpose. Be a student of this life and never stop learning. Never stop learning. Nah, there's some shit you just gotta accept. Your reality is created by the thoughts in your head. You.
Stay focused.
My mama told me stay focused.
My girl told me stay focused.
My girl told me stay focused.
My homie told me stay focused. Fuck what them haters say. Keep stacking that paper and kick them doors wide open.
Doors wide open. It's just how you like love. Right before you gone. It's just how you like. Either they love you or they hate you, or they gon' judge you. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.